energy until I get on here, guys. Jeez. Welcome back. I'm Zoe, and this is Divinity Within Thee, where we take time to get in touch with the divine. So today, Sunday, guys, how we doing? How we doing out there? So I'm on second day for everybody that follows me. I'm on second day of hair mask, and it's getting really curly. Okay, this is full with, there's still like a new layer of conditioner. I rinsed it, so you can see a lot more colors. But anyways, today I decided to do a throwback. Look at my cute little, yes, I tied it sideways. There's actually special ways to tie bows if you guys are interested. Now, I did it like this sideways because it looked like a little mini heart. Just to remind you, you know, where you could have tied the knot with love, but you didn't. Oh. Some people make choices. Choices. So anyways, today, I will start off, you guys, with sharing what I'm wearing, because normally I do that in the beginning anyways, before we start to do cards and everything like this. So first things first, if you don't know me, I'm Zoe. I'm a psychic intuitive medium channeler, and I work not just with people of this world or of the past worlds, also in outer worlds. So, and past lifetimes and past worlds. So I'm here and I work with a very large collective, and they like that because I'm not stuck on only channeling one thing. So if you're new here, then you will know how it works. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't. Do not attempt to make a story fit that is not for you. If you have a question, you can hold it in your heart or your intention, whatever your query is. If you would like to post it, you can. I don't necessarily answer all questions in the chat unless the guides tell me it is information that is good for the entire collective. If you want to schedule personal sessions or private readings, I believe the information is in the information box below. Did I add it? I didn't add it. You got to go to another one of my videos. I'll add it later. So 2.5 years ago, I was in a hit and run on my motorbike by a truck, and I got smashed in the right side of my face, suffering traumatic brain injury. So sometimes it's a bit hard for me to do all the same things that I used to. So what I do is I share many things that I do here on this one platform. So some of it is styling, some of it is clothing. I am a designer, and I work with sustainable, upcycled, renewable, things like this. Slow fashion, but sustainable. And yeah, of course, always we do energy work, channeling, tarot, and high-level conversation. So just know that the reason why I do everything on one platform is because I call it new brain, traumatic brain injury, but I call it new brain because how we label things is very important, including how we allow other people in our lives to label things, like us, you know, or how we have labeled ourselves. And sometimes this can be for a long time. We put ourselves in a box that other people created for us. And it's important that, like, life begins outside of your comfort zone, right? So you have to understand a lot of the comfort in society has been to fit into their box. And as you begin to kind of rise your levels and your layers of consciousness, you no longer feel like you fit in that box. And you start to feel like, am I of this world? Do I belong in this world? Like, do I get like, what? And so this is a lot of the energy that's been going on. I want to give a shout out to my friend out here who wanted to schedule a tarot reading, and she was explaining to me a little bit about what was going on, and I said, yeah, this is a really big thing in the collective right now. And it's like stuck between two parallels of self, right? So let me explain that, but first, let me give our prayer and our blessing, and then show you guys my clothes. This is how I am. Traumatic brain injury is like ADHD times 1,000, I swear, you guys. It's like I do my best. So I can't be doing, before I was running like 4 different platforms and doing like 4 different businesses. Like, I will get there, but I am also patient, understanding that brain injury and blunt force head trauma takes a little bit extra time. But because of that, it's definitely maybe like it's like 8th or 9th time like having like these very intense near-death experiences or being brought back. So, but just so you guys know, I've been seeing and communing with spirits, past dead spirits and things like this since I was 6 years old. So this isn't a new thing. It's just at this point in my life, I don't really give a fuck if people accept it or not, because I have been sitting in a box that made other people feel comfortable because it was a little bit too creepy for them. And now I don't really care so much. Who is meant to be here with me is here with me. And who's not, that's okay too. Everybody's on their own level. We can only meet and understand each other or other people at the depths that we're willing to face and meet ourselves. So that's why some people, as we have stepped up, that's why some people kind of like, we're like, are you dumb? Like, am I existing in another dimension? Like, are you an alien or am I? Like, because that's what's happening. That's what's happening. Literally, it's what's happening. So, dear universe, source, creator, spirit guides, ancestors, angels, archangels, galactic federation of light, and all of our aliens and galactic beings of higher vibrational frequency of only love and light and the highest intentions and possible timelines for all involved, we thank thee for your clarity, your guidance. We thank thee for your blessings, for your clear and concise and precise messages to share with us and to bring truth to us. We thank thee for your presence and also for your protection. So guys, there's many different things you can do. I like to use, depending on the energies that I'm feeling, depending on the energies that I'm feeling, I use different things. Here I have some white sage. Before I had Palo Santo. And generally I'm always burning dupa, is what we call it in Indonesia, which is incense. So first I'll show you, this is a throwback. This is probably 11 years old. Now you guys, I make clothing, but everything I make is only made to order. But this is a really old one. This one has stripes. This is one of the first things that I made. I made this whole, this troop actually wanted these pants. You guys may have seen them somewhere, have pirate pants that have lace. And they wanted them for their troop, and then they didn't end up paying me for all of it. Let's not get into all of that. They minimalized all the work that I did and then try to be bitches about it. Actually, they were bitches about it, but let's not get into that. Now then, this was a scrap, this piece, the only part that I cut, see how the stripes are all going one direction? This is true design work. The only part that I cut on this is I trimmed the bottom to be a little bit more round, okay? Now, you guys may have seen this before because I do it in other types of material. I also do it in the bamboo cotton, okay? You guys probably seen it before in the blue velour, right? So I do it in plain colors as well as in stripe colors or in stripe patterns. So anyways, I like to make trash into treasures, scraps into pleasures. That's what I do here. So, guys, get comfortable. Let's see what we got. Let's see what we got going. I'm really loving this. I'm in a very ska mood today. You guys know about ska? Where are you from? What kind of music are you guys listening to? What makes you feel like a good or a connectivity or like a closeness? What kind of music? Share. Hello. Okay. So what we need to understand right now is there's basically a lot of, hey love, good to see you. That's exactly what I was just about to touch on. So what is really big in the collective right now is we're having a lot of like revision, right? We're going back and we're like, what's going on, right? Like, it's like it's like stuck between what's worked for us for an extended amount of time, right? It's like a bit like our old selves. But then there's like this very interesting thing where it's like I I feel something so intensely, like I feel something better, something bigger for myself, and I understand that that means I cannot like hold my grip so tightly onto things from the past. And so it's a really big energy that's been going on in the collective for about the past 6 or 7 months. And what I was speaking about the other day on the full moon read, right, is basically we, from when there's a new moon, it's under the actual sign that it's under, and then when there's a full moon, it's the culmination of that sign that happens 6 months later. And so that's basically what we just had. Is the full moon was in Gemini, which was a culmination from the new moon that was in Gemini in June. Okay, so if you want to go and look back, or if you can remember maybe what was happening, and it doesn't mean, look at that, 11:11. And it doesn't necessarily mean it has to be something that happened at that moment, but what was going on? What were you processing? What were you reassessing? What was changing? Were you changing partners, places, jobs? Like, what was going on? What was the most prominent thing? And basically, that's what it is. Now, Gemini is the planet of communication. So what it talks about is our ability to communicate, not just to speak to each other, but as we step into these new higher versions of ourselves, our boundaries and our needs become a little bit different, right? And it doesn't make us necessarily selfish or needy, but what it does do is it creates this different aspect of where you may have accepted some bullshit before, like that's some no shit now. Like, no. Like it's like 0%. That's not gonna happen. And so that's basically what's going on. That's basically the big gist. I'm gonna turn this way, I feel like it's so dark. That's basically the big gist in the collective currently, because what's been happening since then is we've been having timelines that are collapsing and colliding. So basically, where we were existing on previous timelines or previous versions of ourselves, the best way I can describe it, guys, is if you ever like you understand like the Spidey like multiverse or something like that. So imagine that's kind of like what's going on, right? So your better version of yourself, your highest version of yourself, is out there in a parallel reality existing. So if you've seen yourself getting that job or having that partner or being in that house, like if you've seen it and have dreams of it, chances are you're picking up on a frequency, right, that's coming from a parallel version of yourself or a higher future version of yourself, right? And this is where we're basically coming in. Imagine like they use this phrase a lot, right? Like as you become older, you become the parent or the caretaker or the safe adult that you needed as a child or growing up. You become that person. So that's kind of what it is. And in a lot of the energy sessions that I do, when we go back and we're working with childhood woundings, that's what we do as the adult. We reassure the child, I'm here, I got you. I'm your adult here, I got you. Like, it's going to be okay. And so imagine it's kind of like that. So we have future higher versions of ourselves, like also we have our oversouls, right, that can oversee more things. And so what happens is they're like, no, girl, you go this way, or you do this, because we see you sitting up on this pedestal, not on that stool, and it's like, that's kind of what it is. And sometimes it can be because we've earned the reward, and sometimes it's moving us towards karmatic lessons or things that need to happen. Now, I just want to be clear with people, not all karmatic lessons, not all karma is necessarily bad or intense or evil, okay? Basically, the way that karma works is everything is energy and frequency, right? So if you have a lot of anger and aggressivity and bad intentions to people or towards something or whatever, you're putting out like a karmic ripple, right? And so that's got to come back. Now, whether it comes back immediately or later on, when the when the balance comes in, now it can come back literally in the same day. It can come back another week, another year, another lifetime. You don't really know. That's karma, right? It's kind of out of pocket like that. So just know that with everything that you do, does it feel good? Like what is intuitively, like what feels good? And so here's what happens is our future selves, our oversouls, our guides, our ancestors, right, our angels, we all have these protective teams. I'm not the only one. Everybody that incarnates here has them, okay? Everybody has them. Certain people have certain angels that are assigned to them. Other people have certain ancestors that have chosen to be with them, to help them, to heal ancestral karma. Like there's different, but generally every person is given like a little group. So you guys got your whole little crew that's with you. And when you start to feel like something is off, someone is off, like, or I don't really know if this is the move forward, but I don't know what the next step is. So you're just kind of like, all right. That's kind of what it is. What they're doing is they're signaling us. They're signaling us like it's time to let go of this thing, but there's something else. And so sometimes they're blocking us from knowing exactly what that next thing is. And generally the reason why is it's ourselves, right? It's ourselves. I figured this out a few weeks ago. It's ourselves kind of creating like our own like confidential files, you know, where it's like you have to get to the next level to access. And the reason why we do that, right? Because we create these soul contracts. We were like, we sign up for the courses and the classes and the people and the lessons and the karma that we're going to take before we incarnate, before we're born. And so how those people and situations occur in our lives come based on the karma. We said I can complete this. It's like community college class. You know, you're like, you know what? I can do home ec and what, you know, like you choose the classes and that's basically what it is. And so we've chosen before we come here our karmic lessons and our things. And then there's free will, of course. So free will has a large play. It's part of coming and being in this human earth school. And so we have this interesting thing where it's like, okay, we feel a little bit lost because we're spiritual beings. We're souls having a human experience. And as we entered into this incarnation, we pretty much forgot where we come from. We forgot our divinity. But we will get hints and we will get intuitive feelings and stuff like that. Like, there's something else for me. There's something different. Or why am I feeling uncomfortable? What's up with these people? And when you start to question, it's like when people are consistently giving you like mixed signals or confusion or stress, or it just like, you know, when they're doing that, like the wind just catches up. It's time to kind of just like let it go with the wind. Do you know? It's like no. Oh my God, the light's going on and off even. Oh no. Oh, you guys, what's going on? So yeah, they're here. So if you're asking a question, it's like sometimes we have to understand that people are making their own choices, right? People are consciously making their own choices. And when we hold on, so here's what happens. I was talking about this in the beginning. Sometimes we keep ourselves stuck in environments, and it doesn't mean necessarily a location or a home. Sometimes it can be, okay? But we keep ourselves stuck in these environments because one, we love people. Two, we spend a long time and we have connections with them. But what happens is these people, sometimes they can be family members, sometimes they can be friends, you know, especially people that we've known for longer or we have closer experiences with. And what happens is they have this one vision of us, right? Now, some of them can have the vision of us of how we actually are. It could be how we were 10 years ago when they first met us. And it could also be based on their visual expectation of us. Now, regardless of that, what happens is when certain people only see themselves in this box or you in this box and you're staying around this energetic field, it kind of prevents us from being able to step out of the box or kick the box out of the way so we can continue walking down the road and see what else is there to make happen, you know? And that's kind of like what it is certain people, certain things, certain concepts, certain situations or places may be feeling like they're keeping us more in this box. And that's like for me, you know, for forever. Look at the light came on. So I'm still supposed to do it. So forever I've been making custom clothing and accessories and things like this. And I love to do it as a creator, as an artist. It's what's been keeping me afloat, right? It's what's been keeping me to survive. And that's kind of a big part of the reason why I came out here to Bali, was to make these lines. Now I made 6 clothing lines, and they're all sustainable, with all sustainable materials. And, you know, I'm not really willing to half-ass the last part of the process. I'm not gonna do it. I can sit on stuff like this design that everybody loved, the blue dress. It's an 11-year-old design. And still probably newer and fresher and more functional than the shit that people are copying and trying to replicate now. But that doesn't matter. The point is as I understand, even though a lot of my time and my energy and my life has been to doing that and doing that and doing that, I also know for a while, like, the universe has been telling me, actually, you channel, like, the reason why you like art is because you're channeling dead artists too. Like, okay, that's the reason why you like to sing. See? And write music and all this other stuff. That's why. So what happens is, as we kind of evolve, we start to tap these other capacities, these other powers within ourselves. And as we step into these new spaces or powers, or as we're allowing them to kind of become part of us, because we're like, wait, but I've always been this person, and this person has worked for me. And this is where we hit this weird area, right? This is where we hit this gray area of like, why am I feeling confused? We're feeling confused because we're like, but this thing has been keeping me surviving for this long, you know? So it doesn't make sense. Like, why? Is there something else? Is there someone else? Like, I don't understand. This doesn't make sense. And so sometimes what we have to understand is not everything is meant for us to make sense to us. Sometimes it's just for us to take. Now, it's not about making sense. It's about taking, not taking control, taking note of the sense, the sensations, the senses that are being activated. Oh, my light just came on my phone. The screen went really bright. The sensations that it's creating for us. So, for instance, right? Like, I was like, my ex, I was like, oh, but I have so much love for this person. And it's like, but the person comes around with other people that are terrible, that are trying to take my life, and that are trying, you know, like, that are lying about being gay because they really just wanted to suck my dude's dick. Like, whatever. Either way, doesn't matter. But in the end of the day, when I feel them, the sense is this. And it's not mine. That's not my feeling. Now, it could be a feeling or something that I'm experiencing based on what this person has done to me, their lies or something else like this. But I have to know, this isn't my feel. I don't want to feel like this. And if that's how you make me feel, if that's how they make me feel, if that's how this food or this place or this person or this thing or this job or this fucking outfit or this hair color, if it makes me start to not feel well, like if my senses, your body first is reacting to your intuition. So first, your intuition is here, starting in your solar plexus, right? And then it's kind of coming up. Everything is starting here in our gut. Even our serotonin, our happiness, everything is starting here. So if a person or a situation or a place or a job or a thing is making you feel uncomfortable, like you're like, I don't know why it doesn't feel good, because it's something I've done for so long, whether it's a person, place, or thing, doesn't matter. You're like, it's like I know this is part of me, but it's not. And that's why. Imagine it like this. So I've been talking about this a lot over a lot of the things. Hello. New age. Even Bob Marley got my back. As we're stepping into this new age, what's happening is some of us are actually willing and have done the work, right? And so because we've done the work, because we want to level up, because we're spiritually evolving, because we're testing our boundaries, we're seeing what is good for us and what is not good for us, right? And as we're tapping into that, we're beginning to see that certain people, right, even if they're very close people to us, they can be entertaining low frequency, low vibrational frequency things, which allows for these, as we're having this split, right, as we're having these timeline splits and collapsing, it's like these demonic lower vibrational entities are hopping into other people. Now, this can be people that like to party, like to do substances, like to drink, you know, like watching pornography, whatever, right? Like these types of things. So maybe dealing with hookers or strippers or right? Any types of low frequency addiction. And this can even be people that are fucking addicted to their social media or their phone. It doesn't, like, I'm not being specific on men, for all those men out there. It just happens to be that you guys have more addictive personality. You guys are operating more on the reptilian brain. So it's not a personal attack. It's just a fact, okay? So anyways, as they're entertaining these lower frequency things, like people that drink all the time, they're allowing their meat suit, they're allowing their spaceship, their temple, right? Your body is the temple. Now, if you guys studied, for all my Jesus freaks that like to come in here and tell me that Jesus loves me, I know he's my brother, but he is not a God. Anyways, the point is, when he came out the temple and started fucking flipping tables, the reason why he did that is because they were defiling the temple. They were defiling that which was sacred. The reason why he flipped the tables and cracked the whip was not because he was always shanti. It was because his rage came out when he was defending that which was sacred, that which was divine, okay? So the same thing is happening as we're existing, right? As we're raising and we're tapping into the Christ consciousness, right? The second coming is the Christ consciousness. You have 33 vertebrae. It comes up to the top into the cave of Brahma, which acts as a secretion. It exits the Christos, which is an oil, right? That's coming from your spinal fluid, which allows higher connection to source, right? Activating your pineal gland, other things like this, right? If you want to study deeper occult and esoterics, we can go there. But just so you guys understand, it's about this awakening, this awareness. It's about Christ consciousness, not about a man, okay? About Christ consciousness. And as we level up into this level of Christ consciousness, we operate very differently. We operate like when somebody needs something, we do our best to take care of it. If we see somebody hurt, you know, like that's the Christ consciousness. It's not judgmental. It's saying, okay, you chose to do that as a person. I'm not judging you, but I'm not entertaining it, right? And so that's where we are. We're in this higher level of Christ consciousness. And so what's happening is all of the people that have been doing their work, that have been leveling up and really connecting, right, to their spirituality, their intuition, what you're going to start to feel is uncomfortable. Now, it can come as many different symptoms. It can come as, this person is disgusting to me. It can come even in smells, tastes. It can come in sickness, okay? I had this girl I work with sometimes, and she is like, I don't know what. She was like, but everything just keeps coming out and da-da-da-da-da-da, because she went to be around her family. And she was like, I didn't really feel like eating and da-da-da-da-da, and she created a boundary. And so what happens is, especially highly sensitive people, right, HSP or empathic people, things like this, we are super sensitive now as the world, right, as our earth, as we're coming into this new era, this new age, right? I call it the new era, kNew, because life is a series of remembrance. And so that's what happens. We start to feel it in our body. When something is off, it creates a dis-ease. Ease is like, like a soft wind blowing on your face. You're like, I feel the ease of the soft breeze, right? Easy peasy. That's ease. Dis-ease is something that is now been disrupted. There's a disruption in the force that's disrupting the ease, right? disdain, disruption, distrust, distraction, right? Dis-ease. So there's many different ways that it can become that. So in this dis-ease, we start to feel it. And sometimes it can become physical. Sometimes it can come in the form of cancer or physical illnesses, because our body, our physical soul, right? Our body is our spacesuit. This is our spaceship, right? And our temple. And remember, we are not a human being having a spiritual experience. We are a spiritual being having a human experience. So we're beginning to not feel so good in the super dense meat suit, especially as we're leveling up layers of consciousness, as we go into fourth and fifth and sixth densities, and as we're connecting with these higher levels of beings and spirituality. On fourth and fifth density is unity consciousness, collective consciousness, which means people are more intuitive. People have more telepathy, which means we don't lie. We have accountability, right? We don't manipulate. And so those type of people and those type of things, one, are going to start to be like, this feels weird to us, number one. Number two, what you'll notice is as you maintain your resonancy, your like resonance, right? As you maintain this frequency, it will literally deflect the motherfuckers, whatever it is, whether it's bullshit of this or that or whatever. It's what we choose to give the energy to, right? Energy flows where attention goes. So what we choose to give attention to. So if we're hyper focused on someone that did some fucked up shit to us, then it's going to be our living reality. Now, when I share stories on here, there's two different things that are happening. One, it's because it's relevant to the collective conscious. Two, it's because I'm sharing my story and people try to kill me. So what are you going to do? I'm just going to share my story. Number three, it's because sometimes these people like to tune into my channel. And so their energy, their presence, I pick up on and I share, especially when they want to harass me, pretending to be like Jesus loves you when they're a satanic cult, harvesting energy. You know, it's like that kind of thing. So speaking our truth and being authentic is going to get us really far. Authenticity is the new black. That's the new sexy. That's the new style. That's the new trend. Telling the truth, honesty. And sometimes that means telling people, listen, I don't like how you're making me feel. Can we talk about it? And if they're like, I ain't trying to talk about it, deal with it, then you're like, all right, then it's your choice to figure out how you're going to deal with it. You know how I'm going to deal with this? Not today, Sainton, and not tomorrow either. Have a nice life. Like, that's how I deal with it. Like, if it makes me feel uncomfortable now, bye. If the guides tell me, like, even people that were really close to my friends, they're like, temperature test, all these crazy narcissists, right? Temperature test them. Because psychologically speaking, how people react or respond says a lot, right? We're not just in a spiritual warfare, we're in a psychological warfare. And what people need to understand is this WW3, right, is more of an intellectual, it's a spiritual warfare. So it's done by sound frequencies, by light from our phone. That blue light is terrible. By having your phone, literally. They can do kind of like weird MK Ultra shit, you know, they can send frequencies. That's what all the 5G towers and stuff are about, guys. So the more you can be in tune with your own body, and when your body starts to feel discomfort, when you're like, fuck, my foot is really hurting, or I need to sit down. Give your body a rest. Put your hand on your heart or where your body is hurting and say, what are you attempting to tell me right now? What can I do to help relieve you or this? Whether it's your heart hurting, whether it's your head hurting, like what is it? Please. And breathe and watch, imagine a light, okay? Imagine a light coming out of wherever that place is. And if the place is in the center, then imagine it just in the center of your head or whatever, you know? Breathe and imagine the breath out as the light to clear it. Because what happens is as we're higher frequency of light, we're these light beings, what's happening is certain timelines that were existing before, right? Old timelines, maybe where as a lot of these things are coming uncovered, and I don't want to get too weird, but you know, like Epstein and all this other stuff, right? As a lot of this underground, dark, really dark, creepy stuff is being uncovered, a lot of these timelines have been ending and collapsing as people are authentically speaking their truth and stopping to keep perpetuating lies and falsifying information to keep society comfortable, but it's really just keeping them trapped in the matrix, right? That's what it's doing. Because what I realize is the more we speak our truth, the more it gives other people, like, as within, so without, as above, so below, right? That's the same. The tree of life is this living thing. So what is happening in the heavens is also happening in the earth. So what you're experiencing in the body is also what you're experiencing in the physical is either a discontent in the body or in the mind. Somewhere there's something off, and that's why it's causing this disagreement. Now, what I was speaking to my friend about is more of like, I'm caught between this old version of me and this new version of me, and I want to surrender to what comes next, but I'm really not sure, because what does that mean? Does that mean I say fuck you to everybody I know and I quit my job and see what happens? I don't know. For some people that can be, right? For me, they're like, stay on the mission, tell everybody to get fucked. And I'm like, is that Shanti? And I was like, is that really like spiritual, like divinely guided, like profiteer? And they're just like, God ain't looking for actors, homegirl. And I'm like, okay, all right. They're like, deliver the message. We like you. You're a good spokesperson because you have what do they tell me? Like an octopus. I have fingers and hands. I have reaches in many different pools. I don't know what I'm not exactly sure. What I would think is that maybe I can be digestible for a wider variety of people, because I'm not like one specific religion or thing or whatever, right? Because I'm a little wild card, maybe, I don't know, but it's like this. So what's happening is these old timelines, these old realities, they're ending, they're collapsing. And so what's happening is the timelines, imagine if you're like, I'm just doing a visual so you can understand. Imagine if you're like on a highway, right? And there's like a 5 or 10 lane highway, and the highway's coming down, but it's getting smaller, and so the lanes are coming smaller, and you're merging and merging and merging and merging, and it's getting down to this 2 or 3 lane highway. And now it's not a highway, actually. You're on a train track, and now you're at the station, and there's a fork in the road, whatever, and you're like, which way do I go? Right? North, south, east, west, like, which way am I supposed to go? And that's when you're supposed to tap into your intuition, because if your intuition says, trust that something is coming, then it's that faith. And this is what organized religion pretty much banked on, is this faith, this unrequited faith that people have in the divine. And so this is the difference between religion is opium for the masses, right? Spirituality is your direct connection to universe, source, creator, God Almighty, the all that is, source, divinity, however you want to call it, right? Jah, Allah, goddess, whatever you want to call it, right? Gaia, however you see, right? This divinity, however you address, is, again, even the Buddha says all the different religions were intentional. Why? Because not everybody is going to receive the information the same. They're meant to be there to allow for more information, for more people to find the information that they're meant to find. So this is what I do, right? Like, people are like, well, how do you do what you do? I'm like, I couldn't even tell you. I trust in the divine. And everybody's like, oh, so you're like all into God now? And I'm just like, I don't really know what that means, right? I am God, you are God, we are God, like, goddess, great. Like, if you want to ask me, like, God is a woman, right? Women who are birthing, right? We have the portal. The pussy is a portal between dimensions, between heaven, between a soul in heaven and the physical reality. The woman is the real deal. And shout out to all of my mothers and my lovers out there, like, fucking props to you, because you are the biggest living embodiment of source creation itself. The feminine, the woman, the mother herself is actually the highest level of divine embodiment that there ever was. God is not a man. Jesus was a man, and people like to worship him. which is actually in contradiction to every religion ever, is to worship man or false prophets or idols. So just throwing that out there. He was a man. He is an ascended master. Okay. And he's my buddy, bro. I ain't got no beef with Jesus. He's my buddy. It's just how people perceive him is very inaccurate. And they didn't catch his message, which is he came here to be a profiteer and to share the information, to help bring people this Christ consciousness, to help bring them the enlightenment and let them know you can heal people too. You can heal yourself. It's how we program our brain. And so that's what it breaks down to, right? Is what are we letting? And so sometimes these old people, these old places, these old things, like I had to come to the opposite side of the whole fucking world to get away from everybody that saw me in this light. And even when I went back over there, everybody still saw me kind of in the same light. And they were kind of like, you're not fun. You're just like, whatever. And I'm just like, you guys you can't eat, like, I'm existing in a fucking dimension 5 up from you. So yeah, I'm not fun, and I don't, maybe we don't have much to talk about because I ain't here to rape and pillage, like I'm still a pirate, but not the same. I've always been this peaceful pirate, and what I've been in search of is the treasure, right? So this treasure is when we can unlock the Christos, which is the oil of Christ, right? Which is actually in our spinal fluid. So as we are tapping these higher levels of consciousness, some people get it through breath work, some people get it through meditation. Most people aren't going to get that level until you actually done the shadow work. And it doesn't matter how shanti or perfect you think you are until you sat with your demons or with your ancestors and processed out their shit. You're not going to be able to do that. Now, for many of you guys that are wondering what's going on, it's like what we're doing is we're revising. We're figuring out what parts of ourselves are good to move forward with and which parts of ourselves we're kind of letting go. And as we are going through this, look at this, goosebumps, as we're going through this this phoenix stage, right, this scorpionic energy with all these planets and everything shifting. We've gone through a lot of these outer planets, and even Pluto, it's the underworld. Okay, so it's not about like death and dying or dead people. It's about what like when you don't know, pray to your ancestors, right? Say, can you help give me guidance? Like, am I clearing? Because if you're incarnated now, you basically signed up for the ancestral clearing, ancestral karma and cursage package. Like that's what we signed up for. So you might want to pray and ask your ancestors and say, ancestors, can you please give me guidance or clarity? Like, can you show me what the pattern or whatever is going on? And sometimes you have to look how sometimes patterns show up as different people, as different circumstances, as different situations, right? Like, I didn't realize that. But when we become conscious of the pattern, then we can disrupt it, right? And now we're talking about quantum physics, quantum entanglement, unraveling these old patterns, these old programs, these old things that maybe have been programmed either from society, from government, from religion, from politics, right? Or they can be very ingrained that are passed down, right? They can be genetic. It can be like generational. They were taught, this is how we do it. And the thing is as we're coming in and we're stepping up and we're these new versions, we're different than anybody else in our families, we're here to kind of question why they were doing that. Like, but why did they do that? And they're like, we don't know. It's just the way it was done. That's how you do it. And you're like, they're like, don't fix what works. And you're like, but something isn't working here for me. Actually, it's not working for me. It doesn't feel, I'm feeling dis-ease. And listen to where your body is saying that. What's even more crazy is sometimes I do sessions and I do metaphysical mapping with people, and where you're feeling this dis-ease, like for instance, when I was in the accident, 4444, when I was hit by a truck, they hit me on the whole right side of my body. My whole right side of the body was broken from head to toe, now from head to heel. Now I lost a quarter part of my foot. I lost this part of my foot. and I had to grow back half my heel. Now, the metaphysical mapping on that was like this, okay? Just so you guys can understand why I'm sharing this. I had done a lot of work healing the father wound, the masculine wound. I had a lot of male friends and a lot of things like this. But obviously, even though I made friends with my father and his family and stuff before I left, it was like 23 years where I wasn't there, right? Where he wasn't present in my life. And I had a jealous, immature stepfather that used to attack me all the time. And so, we're not going to talk about the other things that he did. Thank you, guys. So, what happened is my whole body, the right side of your body is masculine. The left side of your body is feminine, right? And when it gets up to the brain, it switches, right? Right side, left side, right? Creativity and linear. How it swaps, right? So that's why the right side is the creative side, right? If you guys think about the, what's it called? The golden ratio. You guys ever seen the golden ratio? So it's like in a rectangle, within a rectangle, and the rectangle just keeps getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And inside of that is the spiral, okay? And it's this measurement. Now the spiral is the feminine energy, the creative, the flowing force. Like we can take something new and say, okay, this is a new path. Okay, we're on that path, right? We can flow like the water or like the wind. We can adapt and flow. Now the masculine energy is like the square. So it's very structured and linear and stiff, right? And so this is a lot of how things work in general. So as I realized, okay, masculine is based on form, structure, foundation, right? Consistency. I was like, shit, what is my heel? What is my foot? That's my stability. That's literally my stability. I couldn't even stand on my foot because half my heel was missing. I was on my tiptoes for almost a year while my foot was growing back. So that's literally physically the dis-ease became in my body. In my body. Until I could, right? Because I didn't do the work, or because the other people weren't willing participants to process the work. Now it's showing up as a dis-ease. Now what's funny is some people put the black magic to try to kill me, and what happened is it just fucking leveled me up. It just gave me a lesson. I'm like, oh, thank you. Now I know because I'm smart and I understand metaphysics, you know? So then I understood, okay. And each part, each toe, each finger, each tooth, everything is all linked to different things. Even how we get, whether we get hit, whether we get scratched, whether we get burned, they all play different roles metaphysically. So when we are experiencing something, some dis-ease, whether it's discontentment with somebody or whether it's a stomach ache, whether it's something more intense, it is related to some type of ancestral karma or trauma that we still haven't processed or healed. So you don't have to get hit by a truck and suffer blunt force trauma to your head like I did to work with this. What you can do is simply ask your body, where is this dis-ease coming from? Sit, be quiet, do some breathing. Where's this dis-ease coming from? And if you're not feeling a response, then you can start to do, okay, I'm gonna do a body scan. Maybe it helps to lay down. I'm gonna do a body scan, right? Is this coming from my head? Is it coming from my thoughts, right? Move down. Is it coming from my arms? Is it coming as if you were putting yourself into a meditation, letting the jaw release, letting the arms, and scan your body, because your body is very intelligent. More intelligent than most fucking people you know, actually. Let me tell you. This is an amazing machine. This meat suit, this dense meat suit that we don't like so much, it's actually a fucking valid machine that can heal and repair itself. What happens is a lot of people, now the reason why I was able to heal and repair myself really quick was by a few things. One, I wasn't putting out into the world to everybody that I was sick, because when we play the victim or the sickness or that we have this problem, we perpetuate that because now more people are thinking about it or perpetuating it, okay? So that's the first thing I did, is I didn't sit there and be like, poor me, da 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 da. Number one. Number two, I did the metaphysical mapping. I'm like, what am I healing? Okay, now I know what to work on. So I said, okay, bless and forgive. And what happened is all these different masculine people in my life actually paid and helped me to survive, which was something I never had before. So it was it was creating these new neural pathways to reprogram what was a traumatic event into something less traumatic. So for instance, if you have weird relations with men or women, whatever, with partners, and you keep seeing the same thing, or let's say the man keeps doing the same thing, ask your body, ask your ancestors, is there a lesson that you didn't learn that I'm here to fix for you? Can you let me know? Because I can't imagine what the fuck I did for this to be going on for me right now. So can you let me know? Like, that's what I do. I'll be real with them. They're funny. They're so funny. Like, and they're here to help you all the time. Just so you guys know, I'm not the only, like, psychic, intuitive, like all of this, telepathy, like this is very accessible to us. And as we're having this split and we're going to the new earth, to the higher frequency, and we're speaking our truth and our authenticity, we're not lying, we're not hiding, we're not stealing, we're not cheating, we're not manipulating, right? And we're staying in this high frequency, like we're gonna step into this new earth, right? It's literally like a parallel dimension. And if you don't believe me, let's look at history. Look at all of the, look at like, what was it, like Mesopotamia, or no, what was it, it started with a P, and then like, what about the Mayan people, right? Like, what happened? Nothing happened. They didn't disappear. I mean, for some of them, yeah, there could have been like nuclear war or, you know, or whatever, but from the higher ups. But, you know, the reality of the situation is as they hit this other level of consciousness, like if the really evil ones, they will be in third density. And that's where we are. We're in 3D, third density. That's why it's so dense. That's why these bodies are heavy. That's why you've been seeing a lot of people over the last 5 years, maybe dying or committing suicide or something like this, because they can't handle the density. They could have been spirits that hopped in because the other ones tried to hop out, and it's a bit too dense for them. And I say this all the time. So if you see people dying right now, it's either their soul contract of what they signed up for, right? It could potentially be their karma because they did some bad shit and we're on karmic collection right now. Because there's not gonna be, you guys aren't gonna see, you will not see suicides right now. You will not see suicides right now unless somebody's has like a really like bad body or something like that. You're not gonna see it because there's thousands of fucking souls that are dying to be here at this moment. So if someone is ready to exit their dense body, there's gonna be a fucking tap in, tap out. And this is what's happening. But the thing is people that like to drink and party and have lots of addictions and fucking all this other things, right? They're allowing for oversouls to hop in too, but not good ones. They're allowing for the more demonic. And the reason why they're hopping in is because they're hopping in trying to fucking soul swap, body swap, right? Body snatching. They're trying to be in this body that has the higher vibration. We are Hue man. Hue is a frequency of light. Man is a being. So we are a being of light, right? The spiritual being in this meat suit having a physical experience. So what they're doing is these lower level demonic entities are actually fucking body snatching because they want to get, because there's no other way for them to get out of their density. So they want to get in the next level. Like that's what happened when all the earth and all this shit, when Atlantis happened, that's what happened. Is they try to open a Merkaba portal and they let all these demonic fucking entities. And that's what's been happening is a lot of these satanic groups and stuff like this, they have been opening, they've been trying to do black magic and weird shit, and they've been opening some demonic fucking portals. The problem is they can't send them to attack the light beings as long as the light beings are solid in their being. No, your being. And if everybody else that's coming around you is over here trying to piss you off, or, you know, falling off or whatever, that's divine redirection. That's divine guidance. That's not an accident. right? It's not an accident. Like, and everybody's like, well, where is he though? And I'm like, it's a blessing. That's divine blessing. If he was supposed to be here, he would have been sending flowers or letters or fucking ice cream every day. If you're out here in Indonesia, then you know, that's like $1 or $2. Like, he didn't have to drive over here. He could have sent somebody else for $1. Like, so if people want to, they will, number one, right? Because when you wanted it, you did it, right? So number one, this is a big thing. And it's really hard because we're like, certain people have been with us and have been on this frequency, and certain people we feel like we can only get us, or maybe only have these higher level of conversation, you know? And I will admit, like, the reason why I was so connected a lot to my ex was because we had these higher galactic conversations. Now, am I not able to have those with anybody else? No, I have them with other people. It's not the same, because I realized what our galactic makeup was, right? What our past connection was, right? Before he was sent off this planet to do his light prism sentence on the central sun, he was Osiris, now he's Isis. So, but basically when he became the Lord of the Underworld, he agreed that that's where he would stay. Now, does it prevent him? No, and that's what I'm saying is third density, hell, right? The hell, depends on your accent or the translation, right? The hell is third density. It's where the raping, the pillaging, the stealing, the murder, the robbery, that's where all of this happens. This is a collective dream. This is a collective consciousness. That's what's existing in third density. It is hell. This is hell. When people think hell is a burning, fiery place, like, no, religion wrote that into a fear to keep people scared to obey. Like, God isn't fear. Okay? I don't care what fucking religion you are, or what spiritual, whether you are or not. God is not fear. God is not scared. God is not cruel. God is love. No matter what your God is, or who your God is, or what your connectivity to spirituality or source, divine, universe, source, creator, spirit guides, angels, ancestors, goddesses, deities, like, it's love. It's love. That's why they're trying to help us raise the collective consciousness of the planet, because as we get to fourth and fifth density, we're in a love consciousness. We're in a unity consciousness. They can help us. Imagine. They want to unlock extra DNA. They want to unlock these next levels. They want to start giving us more of the technology that we were using during Atlantis and all this stuff. But the problem is man's human ego, the patriarchy, human ego. I own women and everything. No, bitch. Until you put the women back in power and stop disrespecting and disregarding and belittling and sidestepping the women and trying to manipulate them, you're going to be in hell. You're going to be in hell. Even Jesus was healing the hookers. So be out here preaching the good word, sharing the knowledge, and let whoever would like to receive it, receive it. It's not your job to force them to believe. It's not my job, bro. Like, I'm just the messenger. I'm like the Hermes, Trismegistus, right? Like, I just share text. I just share information. You take what's for you and you leave what's not. But you're going to know, because your intuition is going to feel, oh, fuck, does she know my story? Like, oh, or you're going to start to feel something that you never felt before, and it wakes up and you're like, did my boyfriend, did my family do that to, like, is this mine? And as you check yourself before you wreck yourself, you're like, is this also mine? You'll be like, oh shit. And as you are a highly sensitive person or empathic person, a high empathic person, Also, you have to check, is this mine or not? And if it's not yours, then figure out ways that you can express, like this is why I come on here every day, sharing with the collective, because I know a lot of it is not mine. So it's just about me sharing it. That way other people can be like, oh my God, I'm experiencing the same thing, but I didn't want to say it because I don't want people to think I'm fucking crazy. But we'll let the girl we call crazy call her crazy. And I said, okay. At least I'm not a psycho. People that are comfortable and they're crazy, you can trust them. People that say they're not crazy, probably psychopathic. Just so you know, especially if they call you crazy, probably psychos. Because they're diverting the direction of the energy. So now, as we step into these higher levels of consciousness, these other people will literally not make sense. They sometimes won't even be able to contact us or show up in our realm. Now, I was going super deep over here, like by myself. I've been here by myself in my space for like almost 6 months now. And so as I'm getting super deep, like doing the meditation and all this stuff, like sitting with the singing bowls, the frequencies that you're listening to really help a lot too. If you're feeling a little bit off, you guys, hum. The resonance of your own voice is meant to heal your body. So sometimes you're just a bit off resonance because they're sending weird frequencies and lights and resonances. So hum, because it creates like a cat's purr. It's very healing. Or whistle or sing, but your voice, or speak to yourself. Your voice has a certain tone that actually is meant to balance the resonancy and the frequency of your own body. It is your healing tone, your voice, right? Your voice is your power, your sword. Actually, yes, it's what you fight dis-ease and infection and other people trying to do redirection, because when your voice is so strong, whether it's outwardly or inwardly, it starts to heal all the disease. Because you're like, wait a second, I noticed that I was never supported growing up. Then my foot started growing back really fast because I acknowledged it. This is quantum mechanics, right? If you've seen the double slit theory, right? They're shooting paint. They're shooting paint through 2 slits. And it's just making these straight lines like this. And then as soon as they observe it, it starts shooting the paint through. And then what happens is it's coming across or it's spreading out. They notice that it starts changing. They're like, what the fuck? So, as you speak, or as you become aware or acknowledge something, someone, a pattern, a disease, something like that, right? Then it changes. So the best thing to do is understand that when we have trauma or things like this that we're processing through, that we have to reprogram them, okay? So if there's something or someone, some place, whatever that's really traumatic or tragic, whatever, sometimes it's not good to go back to that place, but sometimes you can, and just reprogram a happier outcome. You know, go with people that you like, or go eat, whatever. Go back and eat with different people that you do like, instead of, if it's a restaurant or a place or whatever. But that's kind of how you program it, because your brain is so susceptible. And that's what I'm saying is, with all of this information that's constantly coming at us, all it causes is a lot of distraction for us. It kind of fucks us up because our brains weren't initially meant to be dealing with all this. We're meant to be more like working with the earth and the energies. Now, we definitely have more capacity to tap in, but to be worried about like all the fucking current events of the world and everything, like as soon as we wake up, like everything all at once instead of, it's a lot. So it's not really, it's extra. And so sometimes we can be getting sick just because of what we're watching. Right? Like my friend's sick all the time and all she does is watch fucking crime and murder shit. And I'm just like, do you think that's why you're sick? No. And I'm just like, but that's your diet. But I eat healthy. I eat all these whatever, like, yeah, she's had all the best supplements, the highest level protein, all the la, but you're not eating fresh food. 1, 2, your dietary, like, is not, it's what you hear, what you see, what you're listening to, what you're digesting. And if you're listening to that shit all the time when you're awake and you're sleeping and you're half in awake and asleep, like your body is gonna start to program that, right? We're mostly water. We're 2/3 water, just like the planet. right? And just like we talk to our water and say, I love you, can you heal me? Can you bless me? I love you, I love you, I love you. And you say, it holds the signal. It holds the signal. And then that becomes, and so the same as when people are like, you're always a bitch, or, oh, you're always so whatever, or you're always negative, or that is their projection of you because it's something they didn't deal with in themselves. It's their projection of the reflection that you're sending back to them. So, but what you need to know also is that if these people are constantly like, oh, well, but they're always a klutz, or they're always slow, or they're always late. Like, you don't need people that are ever going to belittle you. Belittle? No. We're big. We're fucking stars. We are made out of stardust, you guys. The universe is huge. Universe. You. In your own verse. So as you are creating your own personal expression, that's important. Just like a snowflake, there's no snowflakes that are the same. Do you think that was unintentional? Does that change the whole you're a snowflake to a kind of a not so negative connotation now? Yeah, because as the words are translated, the connotation, whether we decide to make something positive or negative, derogatory or not, comes from how we say it, right? Just like in Australia, they're just like, hey, bloody cunt, like, that's the homie. It's like, right, cunt, that's a fucking cunt. You know, like, the connotation of how the expression is. I'm just like, oh, you're a snowflake. Like, if people are too white or too privileged, they may be fucking offended by that. If I'm like, you're a snowflake, then they may be like, oh, I'm one of a kind and I'm beautiful and I'm my whole own pattern. Perception and projection are 9/10 of universal law. So if someone is out here saying you're always negative or you are, that is the mirror of them that they are not dealing with in themselves, that they are projecting back onto you because it's a reflection. So when somebody pisses you off, reach inside yourself, like, why am I being pissed off by this person? What is it? What do I not like? What in me is reflected in them? And so sometimes you can see that and you can learn all your lessons and heal from it. And then you can be like, we have nothing left to learn here. I've learned all the places where I was lying to myself by being with a pathological psychopathic liar. I've learned all of those. Thank you. I'm not going to lie to myself anymore. Now what do? I speak the truth. I'm a profiteer, bro. I'm out here speaking the truth. Because that's what I don't like in that other person. That they're lying, cheating, stealing, manipulative, con, fraud. But mainly a pathological liar. Like, that brings me dis-ease. So now I'm like, all right, I'm going to speak the truth. And when him and his friends come on here and start to talk shit, I just tune in and start channeling their truth for the whole world to hear. You don't like me speaking the truth, then leave me the fuck alone. But really all my guides tell me is, you're right on, spot on. And I'm just like, you want me to say this? You want me to say that God is actually a woman? Like, what? And they're just like, yes. And I'm like, but isn't this the kind of stuff like speaking up and sharing these beliefs? Isn't this the kind of stuff that they nailed Jesus to the cross for? And they're like, yeah, you're right on. You're exactly where you need to be. Keep going. And I'm like, I talked about that on another one of my videos where I'm just like, are they going to... are they gonna string me up or? And they're just like, we protect it. We have you protected. It's different now. We have more reach now. I'm like, okay, maybe because all the timelines are colliding or what, or I don't know. Maybe because I'm just really high up. Maybe because my spiritual ranking is tippity top. Confidential levels. So anyways, let's go to these cards that I pulled now that I've ranted and channeled. Let's go to these cards that I pulled. And they came out yesterday, and but the phone died. The phone died. Don't worry. Don't worry, we're gonna get that video back. They're just waiting for your guys' little party. When the party's over. The High Lady of Love and Compassion. Now remember, guys, sometimes love is tough love because you never got tough love and you didn't learn all the loving ways. Sometimes when people don't learn to receive the love that they've been given from the divine, a divine blessing, when you don't learn or accept or receive the lesson or love that way, then you're going to get the tough love from the divine. Not going to be so comfortable, not going to be so sweet and loving, just so you know. So, reverence, kindness, and consideration. Okay? So, I love ska music. What kind of music do you guys like? I mean, I have so much music that I love. Been listening to like a mix from the Specials. You guys know what the Specials are? You should, because you special. You special. Okay. So, when the High Lady of Love and Compassion chooses to be your ally, she brings you deep, meaningful messages. She reminds you that only love is real. It is the sole, unconditional, and true power behind all means of manifesting and out of the unseen into the material. Love's greatest creative power is ignited by the conscious action of compassion, generosity of heart, and reverence, respect, and empathy for all living things. Bring you profound power to live a life of happiness and contentment. Love, compassion, and kindness to all must be the impulse behind your thoughts, feelings, and actions when your intention is to create a prosperous and abundant life. Unconditional love will be returned tenfold. Now, something that they want me to express. Unconditional love does not mean unconditional boundaries. Okay? I can love somebody and say, like, I can love my family, right? I can even love my mother, even though she was a terrible fucking cunt to me my whole life. I can still love her from over there. Does it mean I like who she is or what she does or what she did to me? No. But there will always be love, because even if she was terrible, even if it was consistent, tough love, that's why I'm one tough cookie and ain't nobody fuck with me, right? Like, because she was such a bitch to me, because she was so cold to me my whole life. So when people think I'm being cold to them, actually I'm not. I never received love from a mother or a father. So I don't know what that looks like or feels like. I'm not being a cunt. I just don't know. I didn't experience that. I had my grandparents, right? But my grandfather was like one of the highest military heroes there ever was. You know, G.I. Joe, all of that, that was all made after him, bro. Top Gun, made after him. There was like, not that many, like maybe a couple people that were higher than him in the military, and that's it. Major war hero, fought in 5 wars, got a bigger going out for his funeral than most presidents, so I'm sure he's probably even more special than I even know with that type of shit. So that was my father figure. And I took care of him until he died, right? And then my mother evicted me from that house that he left me, changed the will. A multi-million-dollar house. Yeah. And they sit here treating me, cutting me off, stealing my shit, stealing my UPS packages, everything like this. Putting out a hit for me to die. And all it did was just, everybody that puts energy at me just gives me more. You know why? Because I'm a fucking alchemist, bitches. Because I transmute it. Transmutation. Shit. The Ice Queen. Really? Really? Can't make this shit up if I wanted to. The Ice Queen is what? Number 28. Ideas preserved. Nonchalant entitlement. Okay. This is hilarious. Hilarious. The Ice Queen, ideas. Okay. The Ice Queen has come to block your movement. Okay, so this can be where some of you guys are right now. The ice queen has come to block your movement for your highest good. Let your ideas be preserved until later. You can thaw them out and use them at another time when they will be best of service, right? The realm of the Ice Queen is the place of nonchalant and is now perfect time to take a look at how far you've come and to ask yourself for re-clarification of your highest goals, okay? So don't necessarily ask about the job, the partner, the location, whatever. Don't ask about that. Where are you aiming for? What are your goals first? And then how do all of those things, after you've put out your highest timeline, after you've envisioned that highest timeline, after you put the flag in the quantum, stake it out so you can move towards it, so you have something to see to move towards. Then, after you've staked that out, then you can say, how does this location, this person, this place, this habit, this lifestyle, whatever, how does this play out into this bigger thing that I want? Does it or does it not? Because sometimes it will be as clear as that when you're like, I want to travel the world, like I want to go sailing, and someone's like, I'm scared, I ain't trying to get on a boat, and you're like, okay, then I know you're not my motherfucker, obviously. Like that was a real clear, like, you could have all of the same goals and all that, but if you want to be sailing around and motherfucker too scared to get on the ocean, that's not your dude, right? So, and sometimes it can be just as clear as that, where you're like, this is what I want to do, like I'm gonna create a healing center or whatever, and someone's like, do, and you're like, no, that doesn't align with me, actually. Like that, actually, everything about you doesn't align with the direction and the course that I'm headed. Wait, what? And you'll be like, oh shit. And then you just like unlock your own map and your own key and be like, damn, it was that clear as day. Yes, generally stuff is hidden directly in plain sight, which is interesting. So for the queen, it's a perfect time to take a look at how far you've come and ask yourself for re-clarification of your highest goals. Not all of your plans can be accomplished at this moment. Now, for sometimes we are so far ahead, right? Because we've done the work, because we're badass, that we're ahead of everybody else. I get this a lot. And I'm like, am I wrong? And they always just tell me, if anything, sweetie, you're early. You're ahead of your time. So sometimes we can put ourselves and be ready for something to manifest, but now we're waiting for the other people or for the other things to kind of catch up or to kind of synchronistically start falling into place also. This is a very big thing, okay? So sometimes you're just like, so I'm like, what am I supposed to be doing? Well, I'm not safe here. Are they going to try to kill me? Like, should I go? Should I move it? And they're just like, bro, just chill. Just do the channeling. Just do the thing. And I'm like, okay, I'll just do the thing that you want me to do. And then what? And they're like, go take a nap. Homegirl, go eat. And I'm like, that's it? And they're like, yeah, that's it. We come back. You come back later when we tell you. Okay. What you gonna do? So anyways, not everything is meant to happen in this right moment. Sometimes things come to us because it's what we're moving towards. It's where we're putting that flag ahead in the quantum field so we can see something ahead of us to move towards. Because what happens is as we start to manifest things, right? For instance, we're gonna notice, right? Like my ex was like, oh, you think that you can do that? And I'm just like, whoa, classy block. You think that I can't? Get the fuck out. Bye-bye. Bye-bye. So, people who don't believe in you, and there will be a lot of them, but you gotta rinse and wring them out, bro. Rinse. It's like a sieve. It's like a personal filtration system that people take care, rinse themselves, they filter themselves out. It's just based on our level of conscious awareness and what we've chose to let keep sliding or not. Now, because I loved the connectivity, because I was trying to find why I had this super red string soul tie to this person, and I kept trying to tap it and I couldn't, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna learn whatever the lessons are in the relationship, and I'm gonna keep doing it and keep being better and I did. I learned and I healed and I processed all of that fucking trauma, but the other person didn't. And then at the end, literally our last moment together, we were like hugging, and I just was like, I was feeling all this connection to the divine, and I was like asking, what was our connection? Why won't you show me? And they show me. It's classified. And I got so angry, and I was like, you better fucking show me something. Okay, and that's when they showed me some of this, okay? Because excuse me, our love betrayed that a lot of civilizations and planets were destroyed. So I actually went through and classified the information in the Akashic records from myself. I didn't want to experience love with this person again unless they were ready. And this was a lot of fight when we were together. And I kept getting this channeling. I was like, you have to do it. You have to do it. And then he's like, what do you mean? I'm like, you're running out of time. You're running out of time. You have to be on the same frequency with me if you want to jump with me. Otherwise, it's not going to happen. And that's exactly what happened, is he chose not to do the work. 100%. He chose not to do the work until it was too late. So he's stuck in third density because you want to fuck hookers and do blow. Enjoy. You want to trust your best friend who's actually secretly your faggot lover. Did you know that? Oh, he didn't tell you, or did he finally admit it to you? The reason why he caused all the problems in our relationship was because he's secretly fucking in love with you? Sorry, guys. Anyway, so I pick up on people before they come into my chat also. So, and that's what happens, is these demonic entities, they can enter people that we know, that we are close to, that can be our friends or our lovers or our partners or our family or whatever, and they enter, and because they want to, and many of them hop into your energy because, one, you're caring for them, one, because you have an intimate sexual exchange. That's how they can harvest. They can harvest energy from sexual contact and from addictions, okay? Now, if you're always fucking bitching and you're always in fear and you're always whatever, then you're also addicted to this low frequency state of mind. So fucking slap yourself in the face if you got it. Wake yourself up. What I like to do is I use the singing bowls whenever I'm just like, because it's just aligning the frequency immediately, right? Because it's light and frequency. So just understand that sometimes we're just early. We're a little bit ahead of ourselves, especially if you've done the work and you're a high level spiritual being. You may be early, so you may be like, I feel something coming, right? Like I packed my bag so long ago and I know, well, now soon I'll be going. But I felt that shit coming in 6 months ago. I felt all the shit that's happening now. I thought it was going to happen last year. To all these other bad people. I thought all of that was going down last year. But actually it happened this year on my timeline that I said was going to happen last year. You know? So sometimes we're just a little bit ahead of ourselves because we're operating on a higher frequency. Or because we're more in commune with our with our ancestors or angels or oversouls or our higher guides. When we're in more commune with them, then we have easier ability to tap in. So don't be too hasty in trying to reach your goal, okay? In fact, putting them on ice allows for the perfect timing later on. An even better one will present itself if you surrender and spend the winter with the Ice Queen. Okay, so something very interesting about this is, imagine yourself as a flower. Nothing is blooming. I mean, there is annuals and perennials, first of all. Yes, I studied horticulture. I'm very well knowledgeable in plants, people. But like living, growing things, imagine yourself as a house plant that can walk, that can move, right? You're a mobile house plant, essentially, because you need the sun, You need the water. You need, like, when you talk to plants, you're like, I love you, or you play them cool music, like they grow or they start flowering. Same thing. Same thing. Okay? So not everything is going to be blooming all year long, right? So sometimes we have to go into winter. Even nature, right? Even bears go into hibernation. Why is it like burning me? That's so weird. Cinnamon, maybe? For some of you guys, you may have something going on with your lips. You may have a burning sensation. I don't know what that is because it's not mine. I've been drinking this all day. For some of you, you may have somebody that likes your lips. Maybe they want to lick your lips. Maybe they're just trying to get me to do that. I'm not exactly sure. You guys are crazy. Perhaps you are trying too many things at once. This is a good occasion to choose only one thing to focus on and let the ice queen put the others in a deep freeze until a more appropriate time. She'll let you know when it's time to let them thaw. So, again, go with what is bringing you the most sense of joy. If bringing you the most sense of joy is, I moved location, or I feel better when I'm with this person, or I feel more irritable when I'm with that person, or when I'm doing this, or when I'm eating that, or this job, or, you know. Now, many times, like, people be like, so you want me to quit my job and wait for and then look for the new one? It's like, no, first start to put out to the universe, I don't like, this job doesn't feel good to me, right? And what happens is the universe is only here, like, all the separation only exists in human. This is a human construct. Separation, just like time, okay? Like, the universe doesn't work like that. You're like, I don't like this. And they're like, I don't like this. It's like, imagine like an echo, right? Imagine you're like, I love myself. And the universe is giving, it echoes back, boom, 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 frequencies and things back, like, that's like, I love myself, I love myself, I love my life, right? So if you're consistently around people that are belittling you, then the universe, your mind is going to start thinking, well, I'm not really good enough, or people don't like the sound of my voice, or how I cuss, or whatever, right? And maybe they don't, but it doesn't really matter. In the end of the day, it doesn't matter, because that's other people's opinion. Only you can judge yourself. That's why I say, I am God, you are God. Because only God can judge us. And I don't mean like a motherfucker that be fucking everybody that has a tattoo that says, only God can judge me. Like, because they're a little lying, because they're doing bad things. No. I mean, like, all of the exterior judgment and thought and all of that, right? That's ego. That's coming from exterior. That's not subconscious, that's conscious. And our conscious brain runs a lot of programs, right? Which is what I just figured out after 40 years. My conscious brain has been running and allowing programs. Why do I have a burn here? Been allowing programs to exist or run, right? Like, some of the first ones that we learn, right, is walking, right? Walking is an unconscious, one of the oldest unconscious programs that we have running since we're small. So we do it. We don't have to think about how to tap into it like we do maybe an emotional response. It's a program that just runs naturally. So when you were small until you were like 8, this is the most influential time. So a lot of the ways that you were programmed, so how your parents taught you, what you were exposed to, those programs, that programming can still be running. So until you decide to eliminate past programming and reintegrate new programming, like a happier or better, something that feels less discontent, you will keep experiencing this, okay? And you're gonna know, for each person, your truth is different. Like I tell people all the time, they're like, well, I love Jesus. I was like, I do too. And if that's what works for you, then keep doing it. You know, like, I'm not, like, you're over here, like, people come over here, it's like, you came to my channel, you came to my show, okay? I'm Zoe, this is the Divine Comedy, okay? Divine Comedy, Divinity Within Thee. Yeah, the divine is within you and not without you. So, You know, I'm here. I'm here. We got jokes. They got jokes. Because it's like your spirit guides are like, what are you doing? Like, I sent you this lesson already 10 times. They're like, oh, she passed the lesson. She passed the lesson. Okay, you know, just give her one more cross check. She's doing really good now. She's doing really good now. Give her one more cross check just to see. Just to see if she's willing to go back to that old shit or not. And those are those lower level entities and demonic entities. They want to drag you back down. Now, if you guys are any bit religious or studied Bibles or anything like this, then you know it says in the end, that's what they do. Is these dark entities and demonic forces, right, will try to jump in or try to get as many people on their side as possible. So this is why there's not a lot of separation, guys. Separation is a fear tactic, again. So even separation of religion, politics, that's not divine. That's not divine. That's judging, and you're not God. Or if you are, then admit that you're creating the reality that you're existing in. Now, sometimes we can potentially, right? So I'm a high-level empath, a high-level healer, and light being, right? Like a spiritual badass warrior. I am an actual high priestess on many levels, right? Not just on this physical level, me calling myself that. I am a Lyran high priestess, okay? So all of the seeding of humanity came from my species. So, and my ex, he was part of the reason why my planet and my whole species got blown to smithereens. It was in the name of love, but you didn't think, sometimes we don't think about how something that we're doing could potentially affect the whole. Right? I was like, well, you know, I'll just fuck one hooker without a condom. Like, no, you fuck more than that without a condom. And there's a consequence. You're going to stay in the third density world and you guys can all fuck each other, have a nice life. You can stay in hell where you belong, you demon ass motherfuckers. It's like that. So anyways, sacred unions will come into play when we stop giving energy and our VIP parking spots to demonic entities. Now, again, these people could have been given a gift the same as you were, collective. They could have been part of the collective. They could have been giving the gift, whether they are divine feminine or divine masculine, whatever. They could have been given the gift of this person, and maybe they are too much of an avoidant. Maybe they are too much of a fucking junkie. Maybe they just didn't want it. Maybe they're just like, I want to fuck everybody, and I don't want to fucking only have one person. Whatever it was, this was a reality, okay? And that's why a lot of these things are moving out, because only love is real. And it's not for love of money, for love of fucking pussy, for love of getting high, for love of your faggot boyfriend that you didn't know was telling everybody your boyfriend. Well, why are you calling him your partner? Because that's what he told you to. Yeah. He's gaining clout through the gay community by telling people he's sucking your dick because they think that you're still fucking me and they're siphoning the energy. So, little announcement for you guys. I know you guys are tuning in. So I guess that's what it is, because you're going to show up when I'm trying to talk about divine sacred union. So some of these people on this shit, you got to put on ice. Ice them. Later. And you got to be cold because you know that they just are going to aggravate. Right? So love isn't confusing. Love is not confusing. Love is not manipulative. Love is not egotistical. No, it's not. The sacred union, partnership, and romance. So for many of you guys, this will come into play. Now, for some of you guys, this can mean a new business partnership, a new business venture. For others, it can mean an actual relationship. It can mean that when we stop entertaining old shitty relationships, maybe the divine one actually comes in because we've done our work. There's nothing wrong with you if you did your work. There can be something very wrong with the other person that chose not to do their work. You know? It's like, did I not have love? Was I not attracted? Did we not share so much of the same thing? Could we not have done a lot of things? Yeah, but we didn't. We didn't. We didn't, because the priority was always getting his boyfriends fucking high. Running to deliver them fucking drugs instead of, like, I don't know. Maybe you are a faggot, because who wants to leave a naked woman in bed to deliver something to some dicks? Probably someone that likes sucking them too, huh? Suckle on it now. How does it taste? Juicier than my pussy? I don't think so. Sacred union. The sacred union is all about beautiful, true partnership. It shows you that spirit is listening and is always by your side, helping you co-create your greatest desires and manifest your destiny. When you receive this ally, know that you are never alone on your path. Partnership with the divine is yours whenever you need help. The sacred union also represents the coming together of all kinds of harmonious alliances, friendships, families, business, and of course, romance. No matter what the form, this message pertains to the value of partnership and reminds you to observe the gifts bestowed upon you by the sacred union. This is a very positive omen. That's what we like. Positive omens. Come on now. The Ringmaster of Scrutiny. Okay. This was a new one. That's so funny. This song. I change shapes just to hide in a place. Wow. I slip. Fill it up with money. There was a hole. He tried to fill it up with money. So funny. Like, you can get so many signals and songs and everything like this. That's why I like to play the song. I thought I saw you in the eyes of somebody I knew before. Are you free or are you tied up? I change shapes. I'll change shapes just to hide in these spaces, but I'm still just an animal. Discernment, clear vision, details. The Ringmaster of Scrutiny is all about the details. Look closely and pay attention to the smallest elements of what's being presented to you on your path. It is in these details, not the broad strokes, that you will find the breathtaking beauty and perfection in what you observe. This ally is on your side to point you to the deeper meaning of what unfolds in your life, and he reminds you that every moment counts. Staying present in this perfect moment, observing the minute things, leads you to manifest your highest good and greatest desires. Grand gestures are for other times. It's the smallest acts that really count now. So what you're the most aware of, the small things. And this is really interesting because it's like, somebody was, this was coming through the field yesterday, because there was a lot of people that are like, well, wait, you have a ring, like, are you, I guess that they were confused, because I was like, whatever that was, I wasn't referring to him as my ex. And the reason why I didn't refer to him as my ex is not because I was leaving him open for return, let me be clear. It's because we were never official. I don't even have an anniversary date. He told me I could choose whatever date I wanted, and he would try to make it my, like, the fuck? Just to be clear about that, that's why I was expressing that like that to whoever was out there asking the other day. That's why. Because why give somebody a position that they never gave you? The most he was my boyfriend is he acted like a boy, like a fucking child. But I'm sorry. If you ain't trying to claim, if you are not proud to have me by your side, then you're probably fucking gay. Or wait, you're just a fucking psychopath. You're a narcissist, and your ego can't handle somebody else getting more attention than you. That's okay. You go get your attention from all the little boys that want to touch your dick. And all the girls that you think love you, but they just want your drugs. So, you know, I was the only real one. I was the only one over here trying to get you to get rid of the drugs and just be naked in bed all day. But, you know, to each his own. Play. Like, there's an interesting thing to the state of play, right? As we hit this state of play, the state of laughter, as we hit a state of meditation or a state of flow, right? This is how we have the closest connection to divinity, to divine source. Now, also, when you're connecting with an actual divine partner, not just fucking anybody, an actual divine partner, in the state of orgasm, that, just like the state of play and laughter, is the highest state to manifest things super quick. Super quick. Now, in the beginning, we used to do that, and so it was magical. But for some reason, this person wanted to stay so stuck in the third density. I am fear and this and that, okay? And your best friend that you came over here and preached is all sober and clear. I bet you he just so happens to be given all of his recommendations for all of your new customers to help you make that money while he gets a percentage and gets to do your drugs for free, right? But he looks perfectly fine because he's all sober and he found God. And guess what? Guess who looks like they never learned their lesson still? You. And you know what people don't feel bad for? People that keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting a different result or outcome. People don't feel bad for people that didn't learn their lesson. But keep pretending like that's your fucking brother. I'll tell you what, I got 3 brothers. And they all would probably sell me for a fucking pizza if they had the opportunity. So don't be so quick to understand. When you're a single child, don't think that just because someone's your brother or sister, that means bond. Blood does not mean bond, okay? And someone that you think is your brother, like, just because you know somebody for 20 years, don't mean they want you to win. As a matter of fact, they can be the number one thing ruining your relationship because they're jealous of your love. And the reason why you're sitting there miserable, crying like a little fucking bitch is because you wanted to listen to a little fucking bitch. So, now you ain't got your pussycat because you got a pussy bitch. Enjoy that. Enjoy that. So, you guys want to keep fucking coming onto my channel. Like, I don't know when you guys are trying to tap into the frequency. I know. And I will just keep putting your shit out there. So, I don't see no fucking champagne. I don't see no flowers. I don't see no sorries. No apology. I don't see no fucking money in my hand. I don't see shit. Except for you guys coming to where I fucking work, coming to where I live, trying to cause me conflict. So, what goes around, comes all the way back around, bitch. Were you happy in your homes? Were you happy with your little families? Did you like your little kids and your siblings and your mamas and your sisters and your brothers and your cousins? Which one did you love the most? Because that's going to be the first one you lose. Smoochy boochies. Out here like everything's all Gucci. But by the way, Gucci, if you are watching, I saw you guys even made lipsticks after me. I saw you got a dark black, like black purple one. Can I get some of those? I know you guys made them for me because they're my 2 favorite colors. That dark purple black and that fuchsia. Yeah, because the Maybelline is great color, but I saw somebody using that Gucci stuff and it looks like it's got a lot of moisturizer in it. I need that. Where you at, Gucci? All Gucci? Can I get a rebate for those glasses I bought that bitch too, or what? Can I get some new glasses? Can I spokesperson? I mean, I was like, you know, a little collaboration, because I'm like that, sweetie. I ain't selling my shit to Target or to Walmart or to some dumb shit. Keep it Gucci, baby. Keep it high fashion. High priestess fashion. So anyways, guys, let's pull some tarot and see what we have. I hope that you like the Divine Comedy. And imagine your brother did all of that to try to gonna sell you out, sell your soul and my soul, to try to become a warlock, to try to be in the cool kids crew. And that's why he did all that to you, honey bunny. That's why he did that to you. Because now he can siphon, now that you aren't fucking me, they can siphon your energy from being from your obsession with me, because that was the spell they initially tried to put on me, is that I would be obsessed with you. So I would accept you back. But now it's reversed. That's why you going crazy. That's why you going crazy, honey bunny. I told you, remove the people, remove the things, but you didn't want to listen to me. I said, I bet you'll see. I bet it's gonna be a nice storm. Smooth sailing never made a good captain. Bring on the storms. Tsunami warn. Major typhoons, we on the tycoon. The spirit's coming right through. Look at that, Krishna. Yeah, devotion. Okay? Anybody who is not in devotion to the divine feminine can get the fuck on, because this is on every level. Whether you have a partner or not, you better be in devotion to the divine feminine, whether that's Mother Earth, Mother Nature, whatever. Go out there and worship a queen right now. Right the fuck now. You didn't do it? You didn't send the champagne? You didn't send the flowers? You didn't send the apology? You didn't send the love note? You didn't send nothing? You're not in devotion. You're praying. You're praying to a man. You're in trouble. Krishna, devotion. Trust your spiritual guidance. Your commitment has been recognized. You are loved unconditionally. And anybody who, like, I check in. Dear universe, source, creator, God, spirit guides, angels, and ancestors. Am I sacrilegious? Am I sacrilegious? No, I'm not. Are you gonna murder me because I'm telling people that God is a woman? Oh, you're not? Is God actually a woman? Oh, shit. You don't say. And that may just be the message that I'm here, because the patriarchy and the church diluted all the messages and all the work that Jesus did. He died for everybody's sins, and you guys mixed the message and started to worship him. That was the exact opposite of what you're supposed to do. The exact opposite. The exact opposite. Okay, Green Tara, we got Supreme Protection. You are protected. Cords are being cut. Move beyond limitation and trust. So again, this is, no matter what religion you are from, it's this radical bit of faith. And this is what brings people together, right? You guys. Kalima. We're going to get all Hindu deities today? That's cool. Major spiritual changes are unfolding. This is your chance to soar. Or we don't need more. Okay. So for many of you guys, you have something to share. And it may be something that you've been hiding for a long time. It may be something that you're like, that you wanted to try or to touch base with, or maybe you did a long time ago, and you're kind of like, well, I always really did like painting, or I always really was good at baking, or whatever it is. And you're like, I should just try it. You should just try it. You should just try it. Okay? Try it. And you might like it. Mm-hmm. Look at the sky. Sun somewhere over the rainbow, dreams come true. Oh, it's so good. Okay, we're gonna do the Robin Wood Tarot today. So different decks speak out because there's different messages that need to come. Were they with her? I can pick up on your sense and I don't have to know it's you, and I can feel it coming through and hose above it, somewhere over the rainbow. I love this, sky over the rainbow. I feel like most people don't even know what sky is. Skanking. I love it. Look at it. You hear the trumpet? The trumpet. The trumpet. Ska. I grew up on ska. I was actually a ska and like punk rock, you know, as a teenager. Hardcore. Super hardcore. And my mother used to do, when I would go stay at night at my friend's house or something like that, my mother would take all the clothes. Like I used to have all these crazy like lace tops and things like this, and I would have all of these what do you call it? Like these crazy plaid pants, like old man pants, and like my grandpa gave me a bunch of this like Argyle socks and stuff, and I would wear like Chucks or like Converse or what did I have? Creepers. If you guys don't know what creepers are, you ain't never been skanking. So yeah, I had like a baby doll, Doc Martens, and then creepers, and they're really cool. They're like a lifted dope ass shoe for all my rockabillies. That's what I was listening to before. That's why I came on to the special. So it was like, Rudy, a message to you, Rudy. Stop your messing around. Oh, better think of your future. Oh, time is running right out. Better think of your future, or you'll wind up in jail. You gotta be joking, right? Like, this is like the third song that came on after I started just playing like a ska mix when I sat down. Literally can't make it up. Ooh. Okay. Okay. What is this? Beautiful. Okay, so let's get some clarification. So first we have the Queen of Hearts. I mean, the Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Hearts. I'm like the Queen of Hearts. The Queen of Cups, okay. Then we have the Ten of Pentacles. Family matters. Then we have the Eight of Pentacles. Then we have the Wheel of Fortune. Then we have the Ten of Cups. Then we have the World. Then we have Death. Then we have the Lovers. And then we have the Three of Wands, but they're telling me, I'm not really sure if this is meant. It's just a suggestion. Okay. It's just a suggestion. So this is something, oh, okay, so you want me to start the read with it, okay. Okay, I'm like, what do you mean it's just a suggestion? So, you guys may have been waiting for your ships to come in. You may have been waiting for something for quite some time. It may have been a pretty intense battle or trial, but you guys really fought through. You fought for what you were passionate about. It may not have always led you to stability or, again, the best partnerships or relationships, but maybe it did help you move away from them, right? Yeah. It helped you move away from them. Maybe these people abandoning you or taking from you or stealing from you or whatever it was, you know, you learn. We learn more from our losses than our wins. So we have to be aware of that. Give me 1 second. You guys drink more water. Some of you guys can be very close to the water. You could be spending more time on the water. You could be going to the water. You could be doing some type of water sport or doing some type of cleansing some water or something like this. Oh, somebody's coming back. Okay, so something you've been waiting for, something that you've been waiting for is coming back around. Now, for many of you guys, you may be more intuitive. You may have already felt this or known it. For some of you guys, you could have already seen it coming in. Like me, some of us are just early, right? What she sees is this happy ending, this happy family, right? This generational wealth, right? Where it's like, this is like legacy. This is the card of legacy. And that is what you see here, right? What you see here is you see the happy couple here in the background. You see this house, which actually this house looks like my grandfather's house. And that kind of looks like my grandfather, I'm not gonna lie. So anyways, this is what you see, right? You see these pets, you see the grandchildren, right? You see, what is he giving them? They're giving him flowers. They're bringing him flowers, but he's really wealthy. See how he's got this purple and this, it's like this king's whatever, right? So he's really high up. And yeah, so they're giving him like, we love you, we're giving you these flowers, and they're over here. They're happy, maybe they're married or whatever. I would assume that these are their kids or whatever. It's generational, right? So this person may have said, you know what, I see this. I see what my future looks like. I know what this looks like. I know what my past is. I know what my future is. I know all of the things that have happened to me in life up until this point have been leading me up into this moment, right? And that's something that you have to know. Everything that you've worked through, every experience, every trial, every tribulation, everything that you have worked through in your lifetime, right? And this is the card. And this is 8 is a number of abundance, but it's also of work. This is a card of the apprentice. So since you were young until you were old, you could have been working on healing these things. The pentacles are about physical things, okay? For some, it can be money. It can be, this is somebody that is really, that has studied their craft, right? That is willing to study their craft or to do the work that it takes to study their craft. Now, this could have been someone that got really good at their craft because they've been working on it since they were just a child, okay? I highly resonate with this reading, obviously. So, so what's going on with this, okay? Wheel of Fortune, okay? So something that this person knew, something that you knew, something collective that you knew or felt was coming. Something's going to change, all right? The Wheel of Fortune is going to tip. I know it. I know it. I've seen it. I felt it. Like, I can't exist in this, like, these people want to keep me in this lack, belittled mindset. And that's what happens is these people that always view you and keep you like that, they will literally project you to stay in that fucking box they built for you. Yeah, that's what they do. That's what they do. Hold on, give me 1 second, babe. I just have to make this. Shout out to the bamboo undies, right? These ones take, like I said, if you want to order skin tone, that will take up to 3 months because they have to be hand dyed and it's organic, okay? They're dyed with mangoes. Mangoes and bark and things. You knew for a long time. You may have known. For some of you guys, you may have been left this. This may have been something that you left with. And they've been over here making you fucking work and work and work for it when it was already yours to have and may have been left to you. And now you're like, you know what? Actually, I've gotten really good at my craft. So good. So good. I'm going to start talking and telling everybody. You never want to listen or see me or give me anything ever in my life? Well, I'm going to get that back. It's called reciprocity, bitches. And here I am, seeing the seer, seeing all of the turbulence, all of the little sick ass, what do you call these? The seagulls. The seagulls. Mine. But it was never yours, bitch. It was never yours. It was mine. Mine. And what's mine is not yours. What's mine is mine. If I feel like sharing it, I will decide. So, my name is Sharon. Maybe. Not Karen. Lady. I don't need to speak to your manager. I fucking am. Fucking manage this. So, this happy ending, this house, this legacy, and all of this come with a happy family. You guys knew that this was going to have you guys about, someone about to get a new family. Someone's about to get a new family. Okay, for many of you guys also, for many of you guys, you could have been stolen or switched or changed at birth. You could have been stolen from somewhere. You could have been sold in sex trade or sex marketing, or they could have made money off of selling you. Very strong Native American. Interesting. So, and this could have been actually somebody that was in your family that you thought loved you, but they were saying that, but they weren't, okay? And the person who tried to take that from you, who has taken your generational wealth and your happiness, your ability to have the happy family because they try to put a curse on you, there now, death is knocking on their door. Now, normally death is like transformation, death and rebirth. So for some of you guys, you could be birthing rebirthing yourself, redefining what family is. So you may be recreating a new family structure. That was cool at 21, 22, 22. That would be beautiful. Maybe you just need a death to the old structure, to these old people, to this old thing, because maybe how you thought love or emotions weren't actually what they were. These people were more concerned about fucking money and taking your life than they were giving you that love. And that's what I tell people, you know, when people are like, oh, well, you're just weird or you're colder. It's like, I was raised by a fucking narcissist. I'm an empath. Like, I'm not here to be like, can you be my friend? No, because everybody has succubused my fucking life force energy from me my entire life. So, no. That's why I don't talk to people. Not because I'm antisocial or a bitch or fucking cold. It's because because fake fucking love, bro. Because I am a divine feminine. I am a divine entity, right? I have all the divine feminines and bodies and beings that like to enter me and be with me. Which means, as a divine feminine, I don't chase, I attract. So I don't need to go and find somebody. They will come to me. And if they don't come to me, they are not for me. And sometimes the people that is coming for me, they can get the fuck on too. Respectfully, you have to respect the queen. The fuck? Just like chess. Who's the strongest player on the board? Who can go every way? Imagine that. It's like that. Only through dimensions. Right? Like the pawn can only make one move forward, but that's the level of consciousness. That's what this is. This is the grid of consciousness. So I have infinite love going in every direction, especially coming out of my creator hand. Because I was like, creator, consciousness. But now I'm going to have to change that up. And the bitch that I paid a lot to do my photo shoots that just fucking ran off with the money wanted to do a chest piece, and then I was like, nah, I didn't feel like she deserved this space. So I asked her to do this arm, and she didn't want to do it anymore. The fuck? Because I'm like, feminine. That would be great to have a female, feminine, no. Because she is a demon. Demons. I'm going to exercise all these motherfucking demons to fuck off my island. You know what's even funny? In this one deck, the dude that looks like the devil is her boyfriend. Or not boyfriend, because she leaves her pussy open for business to everyone. She probably the one that's spreading around the syphilis and the HIV and all that other shit in the community. Wow, you guys, stay out. Stay out. Stay out of it. So, this could be literally, for some of you guys, you may have just said your family's dead to you. For others, the people that did this, that were trying to unalive you, okay, we're your family. Yep. Not a surprise, bitches. I know why, because you don't want to pay back what you fucking took, but you're gonna. Even if you scrubbing toilets with your fucking tongue, you gonna. That's called cosmic, karmic, court. You think you got off? You think you got off the 3D system? This is Cosmic Collection, sweetie. Cosmic Collection. You may not have believed in ghosts or spirits or higher level cosmic things, but y'all motherfuckers do now. That's for sure. They be begging. These people are begging. They are holding on for dear life. I never saw this before. He's like holding on to a pole. Holding on to a pole! You don't say. Look at that. So is that the hooker? The hooker that tried to infect? Whoever tried to infect somebody with all these things, okay? Who tried to pretend to be the pretend lover, they actually tried to end your world, okay? And this person that is going around trying to infect people or was trying to do it as spell work, they may be really sick and dying. They are really sick and dying, okay? And they don't want to tell anybody, especially not their family, because they've spent their whole life fucking maintaining this lie. So, now we have someone, there is a real lover or a real partner, someone who has been out here doing this work for quite some time, and he's been preparing to bring this offering of love, okay? And not just any offering of love, like he's gonna come in, like for some, they can want to take you riding, a horse can be very, they may want to take you riding horses. They may have horses. I'm seeing like, I'm actually seeing like horses in the water. Out here they do this in Sumba or Sumbawa. And it's like literally like a fairy tale, something like this. For some of you, this just means like they want to come rushing in, like they've done all the work because they're ready to come rushing in as this white knight, you know? As this, that's so cute. That's so cute. Yeah, and they want to come in and they want to say, they want to take you, maybe they want to take you around the world. Maybe they think you are the world. Maybe their world, their fortune will improve. Everything will improve. They're happy, like maybe they have the same similar type of circumstances, and they want to create a new family with you as well, okay? They want to create this legacy together, and that's what they've been working on, but they haven't found somebody. They haven't found anybody that added up or something. That added up? That doesn't make sense. And now they feel like they can end their world search because they've found the one. Well, that's really beautiful. They are totally obsessed, collective. They are fucking obsessed. Like, maybe they can't sleep. For some of you, they can't sleep, they can't eat. For some of you, they can have, okay, there's different energies now. Is this divine? There is many people that think about you or that watch you quite a bit, collective. Many of them, I like to watch you and then go fuck other people. Or jerk off, whatever, yeah. They are getting really dark and weird about it. For some of you, this can also be people that may have tried to, that you may have been with, that are trying to create pictures or sex videos or sex tapes, something like this. They're trying to fuck up the stability of this union coming into play. So now that you know divine feminine, divine masculine, your stability comes in knowing that it's your stability and not being distracted by what all these other people are saying, especially these third parties. For some of you guys, you may have the other woman or the other man or the third party that's coming in to confess everything to you or to try to throw them under the bus, right? Yeah. Messages in reverse. They want to try to take away this new beginning for you. They want to try to take away your stability and this new beginning. Okay? So know that not everybody that comes in saying something or that offers the contract is who they're supposed to be. And know who's practicing good magic and who's practicing not good magic. Something that I like to do, yeah, look at this. This person? Really? Are you serious? Can I share this message? Okay. So this magician of sorts is actually not just a magician, he's an emperor. Now, yes, the divine feminine loves when that emperor comes into play because this is someone that has really thought about everything. And for many of you guys, that can be something that's been happening. They may have been hiding something. You may have felt that they're hiding or lying because some type of secrecy. What they're actually have been hiding is that they were healing, not just them, but also letting feminine heal, okay? Also, they wanted to heal to allow time to pass because they didn't want you to pick up. They didn't want you to be so judgmental, collective. They didn't want the divine feminine to be so judgmental because they knew that they might not keep their cool and they would have to defend themselves and they would end up looking like a fool and lose their cup of love. Now, for some of you guys, and end up having to walk away. That can be what happened and not finding a balance. Now, that can be what happened and staying stuck in this mental fucking construct. Now, that's exactly what happened. That's exactly what happened with that last fucker. But, you know, that's what you get when you want to defend someone who wants to, some fat fuck that wants to suck your dick more than a divine feminine. Later, you ain't coming. Go come on his face. Have a nice life. Now, for many of you guys, the other thing that's going on here, for some of you higher level, high priestesses and mystics, okay, this divine masculine, this emperor coming in, actually might belong to a secret society, okay? Maybe a cult, esoteric, some higher level secret society, okay? Now, this isn't for everybody, okay? Like I said, that's why I asked what messages I'm allowed to share. Okay, so all you secret societies that keep fucking me up, stop trying to fuck me up, okay? Stop trying to fuck me up. I'm not gonna last very long because my phone's gonna die. But what they were showing me is that they may stop being so secret, or maybe I've blown their secret out of the water. Yeah, I know you're a fucking warlock, not a magician or a wizard, bitch. You think I don't know? But the other one ain't no warlock. He's just some fat gay guy. And just in case anybody was curious, the dude who I was dating, I don't know. I think he's maybe questioning if he's gay or not because how much he seeks men's attention more than women's. But no, he's not the gay one. That's the fat Nikki fuck. You guys already know that, though. Everybody on this island already knows that. I'm pretty sure that him and my ex are the only ones that don't know that he's a fucking faggot. It's okay to be gay. But just admit it. Don't ruin other people's relationships trying to be like your best friends when you really just want to have a threesome. And when I said you're fucking sick and he said you're fucking sick, you thought you could manipulate him to get him by yourself. Because you guys used to circle jerk together like, bro. Did he actually let you suck his dick? Oh God, you guys are gross. You guys are gross. So this actual person may be somebody that you've known for a long time, maybe somebody that's coming back. This can be a soulmate, and they are on their way in, okay? This is someone that you haven't seen in quite some time. It could also even be someone that you haven't yet met in this lifetime. Okay? Now, feminine. This is also someone that maybe didn't see you as the Empress before, didn't think that you could be in that position before, and they put you below that position thinking like maybe you weren't good enough or you didn't have whatever, and maybe they have changed after they've heard you speak or watched you, after they try to put all these weird fucking spells and weird shit, and all of them are backfiring. Their secrets aren't so secret because I'm just out here sharing them everywhere like, yeah, bitch, what you think? Every time you guys spend black magic or spells or whatever on me, I'm gonna get on here and fucking share some more shit about some more shit. Keep going and I'll start dropping names too. Keep going and I'll start dropping locations and addresses. Fuck with me, I'm the Queen of Swords, bitch. You the fucking Page of Wands in reverse. You controlled by your passion, you don't know how to control it. King of Cups. So this person that was hiding their emotions or maybe has been in love with you for quite some time, a long time, this past life, is learned how to control their emotions. Maybe they were over angry, over emotional, or maybe they had some other type of addictions or something like that with the devil. They have learned to manage that. They have made a new start. They're ready to make a new start. They're just waiting to make a decision. They haven't sent a message or given a message or received a message. Not sure. They were hoping to receive a message for a bit of stability. Well, but for some of you, they were hoping to know that feminine would need them to feel stable. And instead, she's not sad. She's not lonely. She's not hurting. She's just moving on. Yes, because we are so used to third party and betrayal and mistreatment that we have no other option than to move the fuck on and keep going. Because even though Disney might have put a nice fucking story in her head like we're gonna be fucking rescued, we know that all dudes out here offering is some fucking dick shit, bitch shit, but dick. And not just the one between their legs. Like, what are you all like, come back telling me what you and all your friends, that's great. What did you ever do to support me? I supported you for 5 years. I stayed sober while you were in jail to bring you food and fucking letters and cigarettes and shit. So you had a visitor because nobody would touch you. You can't even do 30 days? Then you ain't got no commitment in you. You're weak. The fuck on.